excited about that group for just
Oh, is
for
he?
the fact of you and Clump being together, and he thought it was a really solid group. So
Oh, good.
yeah, and I agree with him. Cool. All right, ready?
Yeah.
Okay, so Toxic Love, courtesy of Dr. Clump. This is one of those songs that I just really had the punk drumming mindset going into it because of the guitar. I know how the guitar riff went. It's fast and energetic. The nice thing about punk music a lot of the times is that it's faster in general, so you can kind of like, with regard to the hi-hat, you can get away with toggling back and forth between quarter notes and eighth notes a lot more, because either one works at these faster speeds, right? Like, especially if you have the hi-hat nice and washy, right? Which most of the time it will be in this case. So those are the quarter notes. Obviously, the eighth notes are a little more technically demanding, but they also give it a cool propensity, I think. So either one works nicely. So with this particular song, the guitar groove, the guitar riff went like this. It goes 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and 4, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, 1 and 2 and so with that rhythm in mind, I sort of constructed my drum part based on that. And what happened was, so that guitar riff is the intro, and that riff continues over the verse when he starts singing. But for the intro part where there's no singing, I was being a little more busy. So what I was doing was going. Now, when the verse started, so the guitar riff's still the same, but because there's vocals happening, I didn't feel like doing that consistently. That would start to kind of like step on the toes of the vocals, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So again, that thing in the intro just happening before the vocals start. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that and a four-rienda fill at the end of each measure, or every other measure, I should say, is I'm starting with the right hand. Because it's six notes, even number of notes, so that will mean coming out of it, you'll line up with another right hand ready for a crash or a hi-hat.
Right.
So that's the sticking I use, but so again, after that intro, you start singing here. Something comparable, and then that little transition couple of measures there is the end of the verse leading into the chorus. You're in my brain, you're in my blood, that part. What I was doing there was just a little 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, just kind of back and forth, crashes on 1 and 3 with some snare drum stuff in between. Now when I get to the chorus, I played, I believe, more or less this pattern. You're in my brain, you're in my blood.
Right.
That was, again, strictly going off of the guitar and vocal rhythm. You know, a lot of times when I'm constructing a drum part, those are the things I'm listening to find places where I can mimic the rhythm they're playing or support it the best I can. So in that part, I thought it would be fun to maybe get out of the constant 2 and 4 snare drum pattern for just a little bit of time. And I decided to do that little thing around the drum set. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3. Toxic love. But because he says toxic love very emphatically at the end, I thought the pattern should go into just crashing in unison.
Sure.
You know, so the only other thing after that is there is a little bit of like a grand pause. When we rehearsed it, it never seemed like he wanted to go right back into the groove immediately from there. So I had an idea in the rehearsal. Maybe I would just kick off the tempo again with 4 beats.
Quarter, yeah.
So, however you want to divvy up those 4 beats. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then we're back to the intro. So again, in my brain, you're in my blood, crazy little fool, the toxic love. Give it as much time as you want. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that works well. What I did right there, the flam bass 8th note alternating. You know, that works too. Just some sort of way to cue, the groove starting again.
Great.
Yeah.
Yeah.